My 13-year-old, soon-to-be stepdaughter was recently baptized, and she has some pretty big concerns about my atheist beliefs versus her Christian beliefs.
Hey, can I tell you, I love, with all of my heart, convicted 13-year-olds. I love it.
Me too, yeah. And I'm super excited for her and for her to go through her own journey of beliefs, however they may change or if they don't, all that kind of thing. I'm super proud of her, and she's a great kid.
Yeah.
But I want to quell these concerns that she has.
Yes.
A little background. So her dad and I have been together for about a year. He's got two girls, 13 and 16. And it's this 13-year-old that she's my little buddy. I love her. I adore her. We get along great.
Yeah.
And she sent her dad a text message a couple weeks ago saying, hey, Anna's a good person, but I'm worried about you guys getting married. Can you please talk to her about her atheist beliefs? Because I think that, changing that would make a huge difference in all of our lives. Mm. So she hasn't said anything directly to me about it. And I know it's going to come up from her at some point. And I don't want to sway her beliefs.
Yeah.
But, how do I approach that?
That's a great question. I mean, thank you so much for calling. My first big, neon sign that's flashing is that your boyfriend used her text message to ask you a question that he didn't have the courage to ask you.
Well, he and I have discussed it.
I know y'all discussed it, but was he pitching one last something or other?
No, okay. Not at all.
Okay.
He told me, he showed it to me to show that she was concerned.
Okay. But he wasn't showing you this is what it said.
No, to try and change me. No,
okay.
No, not at all.
Okay. So, you could probably find this on the internet. I'm sure everything's on the internet these days. One of the awesomest things, I maybe even talked about on the show before, it's either Penn or Teller, whichever one's the real tall one. Mm-hmm. Teller's the tall one. Okay. So at the time, I don't know anything about their beliefs, but Teller was a conversational atheist, talked about it all the time. Okay.
Yes, I remember that.
Oh, Penn. Kelly screwed that up. She was trying to produce a show, and it's Penn. And she just made a mean hand gesture to me that she's going to edit this part out of the show to make her look good, but she just did. So Penn gave it was like on a vlog. Remember back in the old days, like the vlog things that people did. Long story short, he had somebody stay after a show, talking magic, waited for him in the lobby. They talked magic, was talking about intricate parts of the show. He said, I could tell this guy really loved the craft of magic. And it was a fun, engaging conversation. And the guy started to turn away, and he turned back and said, hey, I can't in good conscience not invite you. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to church service. I'd love for you to be my guest. And he said, hey, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and pass, but I appreciate it. And then here's what Penn said. He said, if a truck was coming down the street and you saw it was going to hit me, how dare you not shove me out of the way? And he said, this guy was so respectful and so kind, and he genuinely cares for my soul. And he took a second not to point a finger at me, but to gently and kindly invite me to what he thought was going to be my safety. And he said, how can I not love a man like that?
Yeah.
And so there was a posture of, you and I have different beliefs, but I know your belief is rooted in a space where you want me to be safe for all eternity. Thank you for saying something. You know what I mean? Like, it was such a different, not an intellectual fight, I can't believe it. It was like, dude, you just are trying to shove me out of the way of the truck that I don't think's coming, but you do, and thank you. Like, there's something amazing about that posture. So here's the path, I think. It is you sitting down and saying, I have heard you just got baptized. I'm so proud of you following your beliefs. Will you teach me about that? And give her an opportunity to take ownership of that disconcerted feeling she has.
Right. Okay.
And what you're doing is you're not inviting her into discourse. You're inviting her to share part of herself, which, according to the text message, is a big part of herself.
Yes, that makes sense.
And then if she asks you, why don't you believe you? She's 13. At that point, she's old enough to hear some of your convictions and beliefs. But she can also, at that time, hear your compassion for her.
Right.
Your support of her, your love for her, right?
Yeah.
And I think that over a meal, that goes a long way on two fronts. One, I'm confident that she has a picture of what the word atheist means.
Yes.
And you don't fit that picture because you're kind and loving and you're generous to her. You're about to marry her dad. So she's got some cognitive dissonance there.
Yeah.
Right? And on the other side, so many issues are humanized when people sit down and have a meal together.
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. I think that sounds like a great plan.
Hearing you say, I love and support your beliefs and your journey and where you want to go, and this is where I happen to be right now, and probably the bigger, deeper concern, I love your dad to the moon and back.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably point A. I think that's probably more where it's coming from more than anything.
And you know that, like, you, like me, have atheist friends that are extraordinary people, right? That are giving and kind and loving and generous. And you also know that in certain groups, they may be painted as not only non-believers in the afterlife in the religious context, but evil people.
Yes.
And so
I think she's gotten a little of that from the other side.
Yes, from whatever group she's associated with. So I would totally honor that fear that she has.
Yeah.
Right? And if there's some 14-year-old who, I got a 15-year-old, you know what he knows? Everything that has ever existed. He's the smartest person alive right now. And so there may be a 15-year-old telling her, like, well, this and this and this. So it's her fear and her trepidation. It's all right. It's all good.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think she's right to be nervous for her dad. She's right to be nervous about who's this woman who seems to be so kind and loving, but also this 15-year-old friend of mine is telling me, ooh, she's right?
Right. Yep.
And finding a place where y'all align on, man, if you would have the compassion enough for this 13-year-old Anna to say things like when I hear about Jesus and that he was there for the poor, he was there for the least of these and those on the margins, I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
And I don't know what your personal convictions are about service and taking care of people in your communities and whatever, but any way you could align with her principles, I think that'd be amazing.
Yeah, find a common ground there.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
And
Perfect.
letting her know it's going to be you and me loving this old man.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And then hopefully she says, well, then
great.
you're going to go to hell. That'd be hilarious, but hopefully she doesn't say that.
I hope she does.
No, Anna, no. But if she does say that, I'm worried about your soul. I'm worried about your soul.
Well, yeah, legit.
I hope you say thank you so much.
Sounds great. All right, thank you.
Does that make sense? Like, real quick, if she says, like, I'm worried about your soul.
Yeah.
If you could reach across the desk, the diner table and hold her hand and say, thank you so much for caring about me. That means the world to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think that's so hospitable.
Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely.
But thank you for loving her, and I love your words. I'm not trying to squash her. Thank you for honoring her and doing what you can to lift up a 13-year-old who is searching for truth with all of her heart and mind and soul.
Yep, I love that about her too.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Let that light shine. And if you ever want to talk about Jesus, you can call me. How about that?
I appreciate
that was
it.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, stay in school. Don't do drugs. Appreciate you so much, Anna.